This film won the Grand Prix award at Cannes this year. The director, who's Iranian, has made this film in secret, risking his life and his freedom to make it. But what about the film? Is it actually worth the ticket price?
بالاخره گیرش آوردم.
آدم ربایی جرم کمی نیست، اونم یه مأمور اطلاعاتی.
اقبال پا قشنگه یادت اومد؟
مریض! خدا تعالی اسکوخت پوشم هم نخورده.
شما ببینی خودشه یا نه؟
It Was Just an Accident is directed by Jafar Panahi, who is part of the new wave of Iranian cinema. It's a part of a group of brilliant directors who critique the Iranian government in subtle and powerful way that are both profound and essential right now. Another director that I'm familiar with is Asghar Farhadi, who made The Separation and The Past, among many others, but also Mohammed Rasuluf, I believe his name. He's made The Seed of the Sacred Fig, which is absolutely brilliant film. These directors, among them Panahi, they have been persecuted, arrested and sentenced for their film, but that never stopped them. Talk about dedicating your life to cinema. This is by definition what this is. You're dedicating your life, you're risking your life and freedom and probably your family, is just to show the truth of what life under an authoritarian regime looks like. Now, just for that dedication and the resilience, this film is worth the ticket price. It's more like I would suggest you just go and see it and buy it or rent it when it becomes available, just to show support for these filmmakers so that they can make more films and show more of what them and the society they live in have, they have to endure. It's a statement more than just buying a ticket. But the film is actually very good too. This is his first film since he has been released from prison, because yes, he has been spending time in prison because of his previous films. But this one is shot without permits, as always, and it starts with a family in a car, a dad, a mom, and their 5-year-old daughter driving home at night, and they hit something, a dog, an animal, or something that dad has to get out and put it down because it's too badly injured. When they get back in the car, the parents have to explain that to the little girl, that it was just an accident and that daddy does not kill animals on purpose. But not long after this, the car breaks down because they hit something, and they stop at the garage late at night. Now, the dad has a prosthetic leg, and that makes, when he walks, he makes a distinct plastic clack with every step. And the mechanic in the garage hears the sound and recognizes the man as the captor who once imprisoned him and tortured him. So he follows him around, he kidnaps him, and he is bent to take his vengeance on the man. But the man with the fake leg denies everything. He's saying, "You're confusing me, it's not me." And to convince himself, the mechanic begins to visit other victims of the same man to ask them if they recognize him. So the mechanic, essentially, it's a bit funny, this part is a darkly comedic side of this film. He's got the man tied and bound in the back of his van, and he goes around town visiting people who have been tortured by the same one-legged captor, and ask them if this is the man. The characters we meet are also very varied. So they're ordinary people. They're scarred by the brutality of this authoritarian regime, but have somehow managed to move on. So when their mentor suddenly returns, tied up in a box in the back of a van, you can imagine the wave of anger and trauma this comes back to back in their minds and starts haunting them again. But it also forces them in a moral dilemma. Do they take revenge on this person that has scarred them for life? But if they do, isn't that making them the same as the man in the box? These characters are simple people. There's a photographer, a bride and groom, which is literally a day before their wedding day, and then an angry young man who wants revenge, but none of them are really killers by nature. And the situation doesn't stop there, it just snowballs. Certain events happen, without spoiling, that it just makes them pushes them closer to the line and closer to how do you make that decision of if to kill this person or not. You know, the more you hear about what they had to endure during torture under him, the more we understand their struggle as an audience. We are empathizing with them, thinking that person does not deserve to live. But at the same time, it's not entirely clear if this man is really the captor that they are searching for. Then the answer is never given. That is the setup, but the way this film is also shot is brilliant, and it's shot in documentary style, which makes perfect sense because it's being made in secret, like guerrilla style on public roads, quickly before, you know, authorities realize that a film is being made. But that style actually matches. It is exactly what the film needs. The realistic visuals are somehow in contrast with the surreal nature of the story, which makes everything hit even harder and the film even more memorable. I'm convinced that this will go and earn an Oscar nomination for the Best Foreign Language Film. It is my favorite so far, but I still have to see the others that will be nominated. But if you manage to see this masterpiece, I would say, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and let me know if you think this is as important as I think it is of film. And I'll see you next time.